They are the most feared football nation in history. 5 World Cups, generations of legends, yellow shirts that once made the entire world nervous. But now, Brazil stands at the edge of something dangerous. For the first time in decades, fear has entered Brazilian football itself. The Samba confidence is fading, the pressure is exploding, and millions of fans are asking one terrifying question. Can Brazil still dominate the world at the 2026 FIFA World Cup? Because the road to WC26 has not looked like the Brazil people remember. It has looked chaotic, painful, unpredictable. A nation built on football suddenly started losing games nobody expected them to lose. In South American qualification, Brazil suffered shocking defeats, defensive collapses, and moments that felt impossible for a country of this size. At one point, they lost 3 qualification matches in a row for the first time in modern history. Stadiums became silent, critics attacked the players, former legends questioned the mentality of the team. And for a country where football is almost a religion, every defeat felt personal. But Brazil has never been just another football team. Brazil is identity. Brazil is pressure. Brazil is magic mixed with madness. From Pelé to Ronaldo Nazario, from Ronaldinho to Neymar, this country created football icons that changed the game forever. Brazil has played in every single FIFA World Cup in history. No nation carries more expectations. No shirt carries more weight. And maybe that is exactly what makes this journey so dangerous. Because this generation is trying to escape the shadows of giants. The qualification campaign started with hope. Young stars were rising across Europe. Fans believed a new era was coming. But then reality hit hard. Injuries destroyed momentum. Coaching instability created confusion. The team lacked rhythm. One week, Brazil looked unstoppable. The next week, they looked completely lost. A painful defeat against rivals exposed defensive weaknesses. Another shocking result showed how vulnerable the midfield had become. Suddenly, South America smelled weakness. And when South American qualifiers become brutal, there is nowhere to hide. Argentina looked stronger. Uruguay became aggressive and fearless. Colombia fought like warriors. Every away match felt like a war zone. Brazil was no longer hunting teams. Teams were hunting Brazil. Yet inside the chaos, something dangerous was growing. Hunger, anger, pride. Because Brazilian football always responds when people start doubting it. And then came the rise of the next generation. Vinicius Jr. became the emotional engine of the attack. Explosive pace, fearless dribbling, big match mentality. He no longer looked like a young talent. He looked like Brazil's next leader. Alongside him, Rodrigo brought intelligence, movement, and calmness under pressure. Meanwhile, young stars like Endrick started carrying the dreams of an entire nation before even reaching full maturity. And that pressure is unbelievable. In Brazil, talent is never enough. Fans demand greatness. They demand trophies. They demand history. Brazil's tactical identity is also changing. The old image of carefree Samba football is evolving into something more modern and more ruthless. This team now relies heavily on speed in transition, aggressive wing attacks, and direct movement behind defensive lines. The attack can explode within seconds. One mistake against Brazil, and suddenly Vinicius is sprinting into space with millions watching in fear. But there is still a problem: balance. Brazil can attack with beauty, but controlling games has become difficult. Defensive transitions remain dangerous. Midfield chemistry is still inconsistent. And against elite European nations, small weaknesses become deadly. That is why the road to WC26 feels so unpredictable. This Brazil team could destroy anyone on the perfect day, but they could also collapse under pressure. And nobody truly knows which version will appear in 2026. That uncertainty is what makes them terrifying again, because wounded giants are the most dangerous giants. History also refuses to stay quiet. The ghosts of past failures still follow this team. The heartbreak against Croatia in 2022, the humiliation against Germany in 2014, the emotional burden keeps growing. Every new tournament carries the pain of the previous one. But football has always been about redemption, and Brazil knows redemption better than anyone. Before winning in 2002, they suffered pain in 1998. Before becoming champions in 1994, they waited 24 long years. Brazil always rises again. The only question is when. And maybe, just maybe, World Cup 2026 becomes the rebirth, a tournament hosted across North America. Bigger pressure, bigger audiences, bigger expectations. The stage is perfect for chaos, perfect for stars, perfect for Brazil. If the young generation matures in time, this team could become unstoppable. If the chemistry clicks, they could dominate the world again. But if the pressure wins, the collapse could be historic. One thing is guaranteed: nobody will ignore Brazil in 2026, because football without Brazil shining never feels complete. The yellow jersey still carries fear. The Samba spirit still lives. And somewhere inside this wounded team, a champion may be waking up. The dangerous road to World Cup 2026 is far from over, and the world will be watching every single step. Subscribe to Top 10 Football Unofficial